Hey, everybody. Super excited to have my friend Laura from Canada on here. Thank you so much, Donald Porter, for recommending her and making that introduction. Super excited to talk about the art of fishing. And I don't mean really like fishing, right? We're talking about how to teach your team to prospect and to grow and to give them all the tools that they need to prosper and do very well. So I'm super excited. And Laura, excuse my voice. Um, I have not been contagious for 3 weeks. I just cannot get rid of this congestion in my chest. So I sound terrible, but I don't feel bad.
No worries. You had warned me ahead of time anyways, and I'm just
Yes.
glad you had a great vacation.
Yeah, I can't seem to get rid of it. It's just lingering, but I do feel good. So, and I talk a lot, so then it's not going away. So awesome. Well, I'm excited to have you, Laura. So, how long have you been in real estate?
So I'm actually going on my 7th year of real estate. I'm
Wow.
very excited, and I've actually had a team for 6 years. But I'd say the big team that I've had for now, it's probably been about 4 years that we've had a really great team going now.
That is awesome. So good. So you've got some years under your belt, which is awesome. And
Yes,
and what did you do before real estate?
I actually worked in telecom. So I was selling cell phones, cell phone plans, things like that. And at some point I just kind of went like, okay, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? Sell cell phones. What can I sell that's bigger? And I also always loved real estate. So it just was like the perfect next step basically and where I
Yeah.
wanted to go. And I actually ended up buying my first condo. And it's through buying my condo, that experience, that I ended up discovering that I really, really liked it.
Yay. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And I don't know if you knew my husband and I, we work together. So actually Danny, he's been doing real estate for 25 years now. So
Wow.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
did he start when he was like 5 years old? I mean, you look young. I haven't seen Danny, but I'm assuming he's not much older. So wow, y'all been
Well,
doing it.
we do have a difference. He's 20 years older than I am.
Okay, so my husband's 10 years older. So, I understand that. I like older man too. So good.
But
So
you know
that's
what? I always say men are more immature. So we just like men in the middle. Like I'm older mentally, he's younger mentally, and there we go. We just mix. And he's great. He's super good looking too. So
that helps, right?
yes, yes. But yeah, we met in the real estate industry, so that's actually
But
where we.
look, he just commented. Is that him,
Oh yeah,
Danny?
that is him. That's
Uh-huh. Danny, we're talking about you. That's right. So good. So tell us how you teach and train your team. What are some key things that you do that differentiates you?
yeah. So I'm super psyched about having. Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I really
Thank you for
appreciate that.
coming.
And I was excited to talk about this because so when I started my team with my husband, we kind of just started as more of convenience. It was like in the middle of COVID, and we discovered that like, hey, like why don't we just work together? But at the same time, we saw that a lot of different team models were based on just giving constant leads to their agents, and that's actually how we ended up starting. So when we started our like real estate team, it was just like, oh well, we have all these leads that we don't have time to take care of, so let's just farm these out to other agents in our team, and we'll teach them the way we work, like how to give good customer service and how to close a deal and all those things. So that's how we kind of started our business. And then we realized that it was like, this is a lot of pressure of constantly having to feed our agents. Like it was like feeding them with a silver spoon. It's like
Yeah.
they're just coming here and they're expecting to be fed, right? So I realized that if you didn't feed them enough, then they just realized, oh well, maybe the grass is greener elsewhere. Or they were even going like, well, I can buy leads, like if I want to buy, like I can
Yeah.
buy
That's right.
Zillow leads. We don't have Zillow where I'm from, so I'm from Montreal, Canada. But we have similar systems where you could buy leads. And so what we ended up realizing is we had to restructure our team at some point. So when we realized that, hey, we don't want to feed our agents with a silver spoon, we realized that we wanted them to work the way we worked. So um, basically how I developed this is that there's 3 questions. And so I had to ask myself when we discovered how we were going to train our agents. And the first question is like, well, why did we want a team? That's the number one thing. So
Fair.
I wanted a work-life balance, and I think a
Yes.
lot of us are looking for that. I think one of the best reasons to have a team is also the fact that it's super rewarding. Like having our agents call us and be like, hey, I closed the deal because I said it the way you said it and it worked. And, like, so that's
Like
the fun part.
I agree with you, and I like the camaraderie. Like, right?
Yeah.
I like working together. I like growing together. I like experiencing the highs and the when a new agent gets one under contract. And you're exactly right. I think that fuels me.
So good, so important. And like, I know if like I'm not at the office, they're at the office, and it's
Yeah.
like if they're closing a deal, I need to close two more. Like I need to be on top of that, so it's motivating.
Yes,
So
because real estate agents are competitive. Absolutely.
of course, if you're not competitive, you can't be in this industry. I feel
Yeah,
like
yes, I agree.
that drives us. But also the other thing that drives us is, yes, there's the competition aspect, but let's be real, we're not in it for charity. Like it is a job that can be extremely lucrative if it's done right and if you work hard. And so I think the aspect of having the team is also the fact that you can exponentially grow that also.
Yeah.
So that's why you want a team. But then you also have to ask yourself, like, well, why do realtors want to join your team though?
Yeah.
Right. And
That's
so a lot of agents, obviously, they're looking for leads, but like past the lead part, what are they actually wanting other than that? And so the elements that we found is that they're looking for coaching and expertise. Like a lot of these agents could be like brand new agents. Like Jennifer, you were talking to me today right before we got on this call. Like you have a new agent that just joined, so you're teaching her on the field, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
what they're looking for. They're looking for that guidance because real estate school, I don't know for you guys where you are, but real estate
Doesn't teach you anything.
exactly.
Agreed.
So we were just like, okay, so we're gonna teach them like everything that we've learned, and we're gonna pass that knowledge on to them, right? That's what they're looking for. Even like real estate agents that have been doing this a long time that end up joining teams, like they're still looking to learn too. Sometimes they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. You can. It's a little bit harder sometimes, and there'll be like a lot of no
correction. Yes.
I have one of my agents. He's one of our best agents on our team, but like the initial reaction to a lot of things are like no, and then after like give it an hour, and he'll call me back and be like, okay, I thought about it, and I'll do it.
Okay,
good. It takes a while, but so they're looking for coaching and expertise. Secondly, they're looking for structure. Like as a real estate agent, we have so many things to do. Like I don't know, like if you agree, and we're also, a lot of us are ADHD.
So you could be real scattered, and at the end of the day, you could be in your office all day and have done nothing, right? So when you're talking about a schedule, it's like teaching them money-making activities while in the office, right? And outside of the office, but what that day looks like.
100%. Exactly. And also giving them all the structure behind, like, I don't know how your team is built. I know you have quite a few agents, but like, we don't have this in our area, but TCs, I think, are a thing that are in the US. So we just have admins. We call them admins, and they do what TCs do.
So to be clear, I structured our team more like you. My oldest daughter is our team admin. She started when she was in high school. I think it was like 12 years ago. And she started originally as our TC, and that's all she did. And since then, she's now our team manager. So she has developed systems and everything in place. She does it all, as well as my youngest daughter, who does all the marketing for us. So similar in how I've done it, but yes.
Danny's daughter actually does our marketing. So it's like nice. Family business. I love that.
Yeah. How old's his daughter?
Yeah. What's sorry? How old? Oh, she is 25. Yeah.
So okay, we have another similarity. My daughter, the one that does marketing, will be 25 June 5th. So just
so there you go. Exactly.
Yeah, perfect. Yep. They're at that age that they're good at marketing.
Yes, they are. They're so techno friendly, and like I'll do something sometimes, and she'll be like, Laura, there's a reason why I do it this way because this is what works. So please stop messing with my things. And I'm like, okay.
You're like, okay, thank you. Okay.
Yeah. She's actually in the other room. I'm sure she hears me right now. But anyways, but you said a really key thing, which is our admins and our marketing, they develop things like strategies and tools. Yep. And it takes time to develop these things. So that's what a lot of these agents are looking for, is these realtors, when they join teams, they're looking for that structure that's already been developed and being able to benefit from it, right?
That's right.
And then the other thing is that they're looking to make more money, but they're also to spend less money, because as a realtor too, when you develop all of these systems, when you have the marketing, it costs money.
Costs a lot of money. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And agents tend to go after shiny objects. So you tend to, keep, you've got $20 for this, $100 for that, $1,000 for this, and it
it piles up fast.
Yes,
And
it does.
especially like in real estate when we only get paid at the end, right?
Yeah.
Like it could be a few months if you don't get a paycheck, but those expenses aren't
That's
stopping.
right. You still have to pay it.
Exactly. So that's why realtors join a team that we discovered. But then the last question, and this is a question that I feel that like team leaders are not asking this question enough, is why are realtors leaving teams? And so we broke that down too.
Okay. So what did you find out?
They leave because they feel like they knew everything. They've learned everything they need to learn, right? So they're like, okay, I'm not going to learn anything new. Secondly, they feel that maybe they can do it better by themselves. So like the systems, like they're, they can do it. But also it always comes down, they feel like they can make more money.
Yeah. Yes.
And what that all comes down to at the end of the day is a lack of value. They feel like there's not enough value for what of course they're giving a split of their commission, right? So if they're giving it, it's like, what's in it for me? And they feel like that what's in it for me is big enough for it to be worth giving that part of the commission.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're right. So you have to show that value. You have to show what you got. I know. I'm looking at Julia. That's the damn dream team.
So nice to see you guys. But yeah, so it really comes down to that at the end of the day. Like that's what agents are leaving for. So what we discovered is like when we were just feeding them leads, we were just giving them a way to make money, but we weren't giving them all that structure. We weren't giving them that value that they were really looking for. Yes, we were training them how to close a deal and stuff like that. But what we discovered is the way that we did real estate was by referral. We work 85% of our deals by referral. And we do actually a lot of quantity. And I think that's like a misconception. I see a lot of people that say sometimes like, oh, when you do so much quantity, you can't do quality. But that's not true. You just need the right systems structure in place to be able to do it. Last year, we closed 192 deals. But out of 192 deals, 165 of those were either reoccurring clients or referrals.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we're like, and it's so much more fun.
Yeah.
To work by
I think we were at, I've got to look at our numbers. I think we were at 220 with 60%. Now, all of mine, 100% of mine, well, not 100, probably 90% of mine is referrals and past clients. But for the team, they're at about 60% referrals and past clients. So that's really good. You're like 80, 90%.
Yeah, so, really great.
Yeah. But yours too.
Yeah, but it's because we've decided to intentionally work our structure like this. And that's what I think is different than our team, than a lot of other teams, is that when we started thinking, well, wait a minute, we'd work all of our business by referral and we're just feeding them leads. And sometimes we even had to buy leads because then we were like, oh, we're worried we don't have enough for them. So, but then when we're like, why don't we just teach them to work by referral? Like, yeah, of course we were doing it a little bit. They saw it. But then how about we be intentional about teaching them how to do referrals? And so I don't know, have you ever been coached by Buffini?
We did, the team and I did 100 Days to Great. No, not directly to answer your question, but we did do 100 Days of Greatness last year. And so we do the mailings and the pop buys and the calls and yes.
So that's exactly how we ended up deciding to run our business. Is kind of like we already were being coached by Buffini and we're like, why don't we apply this to our team? So everything that we're doing for ourselves, we're going to give it to the team also. And so a lot of, I think, team leaders don't want to do this because they think of like, hey, if I teach my agents the art of fishing, then they won't need me anymore because they're just going to fish their own referrals, right? But when you engineer referrals through that structure, then the agents understand that like, hey, yeah, I could probably get a few referrals if I wasn't in this team. But the way that we've set up this engineered method of creating referrals and not just waiting for them to come, well, that costs money. It takes time to develop. And now we want to go cover all of those points of why agents join a team and why they don't want to leave anymore. Because now they realize like we do obviously pop buys. We do cards, notes that we send. We do a lot of client event parties. And it's funny because our agents actually just recently got met by our agency, our broker owners. and they were kind of like conducting interviews with everyone in the agency just to see how everyone was happy, what we could do better, things like that. And one of the number one positive things that came back from it that we learned about is that our agents love the most is our client events parties.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's good. How many client events do you do a year?
we do a minimum of two. And then we do sometimes three. We always try to do one family one and then one like adults only event. Like
Yeah.
last year we did a Great Gatsby
Oh,
themed event
fun.
in
Yeah.
in a jazz restaurant, like jazz bar restaurant. It was phenomenal, and we got sponsors for it. Stuff. We gave away a TV. We gave away a $2,500 like travel voucher and stuff. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we do about 4 parties a year, and maybe we do too much, 4 to 6 sometimes, because sometimes I feel like I nag my agents to like, "Hey, have you invited your clients? Have you called your clients? Have you texted your clients?" Um, but we just had one on Saturday, which was really good. We had 150 people show up for it, so we were excited about that.
That's very exciting. And once again, it's so fun working that way. But there's so many ways to have a team. And it's just like choose the one that works best for the type of personalities that you have and the type of way that you want to work. And like my agents, I don't expect them to do cold calling. I don't expect them to do door knocking. Like that's not our business model. They know that where we put our money and our time and our efforts is in generating referrals through concrete actions that we're going to give them to do.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like the money, it's a little bit more upfront money, very honestly, to generate this kind of business. But at the end of the day, it ends up being more enjoyable and more reliable, I find, and less exhausting.
So interesting. So I built my business off of cold calling.
I love
So
that.
that my history was through divorce and bad life choices on my end of who I married. um, I had no money. In 2010, I had $20 in my checking account. Truly, um, was borrowing money to buy groceries and put gas in my car, and that was a horrible feeling. And my kids were little. My kids were like 6 and 7, 6 and 8, maybe at the time, and and I had nothing. I mean, I couldn't do parties. I couldn't do pop buys. I mean, I couldn't even feed my children. And I built my business opening a phone book in 2010 and true cold calling, true cold calling. Um, and so we on our team we do a mix, right? Some personalities like the cold calling.
Yep.
That is me. I know that if I talk to enough people, I will have something under contract in 5 days. I
It
know
is
that.
a faster way to get results for sure.
It is a faster way. But you're always chasing, right? You're always chasing new lead. And so it's also exhausting. So we do both. So we do Buffini. I've got about half of the agents on the team really lean into their sphere. And so we work that with them. And I work that with them too. Like I said, most of my clients now are past clients and referrals. But the ones that are like, hey, I need something under contract today, we do both. So we're
Yeah.
teaching them cold calling. We're teaching them cold calling, door knocking, open house prep, doing that alongside with the Buffini method of
100%. You
massaging.
can't just have one way to generate business.
That's
That
right.
I think you should have a main way, like the way that like you're going to put the most effort
Yeah,
and time into, but then you always have to have complementary ways of generating business 100% of the time.
that's right. And
Open
not
houses,
everybody can do it the same way. Different personalities operate in different
sure.
100%. Yep.
But you mentioned something very interesting because personalities, I 100% agree with you, but I think it's also a question of how you hire. And
That's
so
true.
a lot of people will sometimes hire so many different kinds of team members. And don't get me wrong, like my team members, they're all very different, but they're all very good at, you know, relations.
Mhm.
And actually, when we created our team in the beginning, we had a team member who she didn't even like people. Like she was like an antisocial person. And I was like, this is not,
Yeah, how's this work?
yeah, but this is not matching our values, like how
Mhm.
we plan on
Your
working.
culture, yeah.
Exactly. And so she was a good agent. It did the job for a while when we had, you know, that's at the time where we were buying leads and we had an overflow of leads, COVID time, things like that, right? It was fine. But when we realized that on the long term it wasn't beneficial, we ended up taking the decision of mutually parting ways. So, but it's really hiring the right people. But I agree with you that you cannot just put your eggs in one basket. There needs to be different options. So, like my agents, when I say I don't expect them to do cold calls, nor do I expect them to do door knocking. That being said, we do encourage it with different ways. But
Mhm.
what the non-negotiables are is you are going to make your phone calls on Mother's Day to make sure that you've wished all your clients a happy Mother's Day. You're
Yeah.
going to send a voice note at the minimum, right? You're going to bring your pop buys when it's like we do 4 to 6 pop buys per year, depending on like the year that we're doing it.
Yeah.
So you're going to bring those, and that's a non-negotiable. Like these are the expectations. We're also very big on
Like
social
how
media.
many people, like in their database, do you have a minimum number? Like when you say non-negotiables, you're calling people on Mother's Day. Is that 10 people? Is it 50 people? Is that 100 people?
It's your ambassadors. So
Yeah.
we really do the A plus clients, A
Mhm.
clients, then there's the B
So,
clients.
but what are the expectations of like, okay, a new agent might not have enough, right? But what is the goal?
So we always sit down with every prospective realtor that joins into our team. And the first homework we give them, and this is like you will not join our team if you don't do this. And that is creating a list of 100 clients,
Okay.
not necessarily clients, but 100 people which is Brian Buffini actually.
Yep.
And we ask them to put it into a CRM. Like you're gonna write down their names, their full names. You're gonna write their emails. You're gonna write their phone number. You're gonna get the most amount of information possible, and then you're gonna put that all in one area, like in the CRM. And if you haven't done that from the time that we met our first interview, and then the next one, which is like usually a week later or something like that, if you're not like at 100, it's not the end of the world. Like if you're at 75,
75, but as long as they've done, and that's actually a really good idea. I've told them, you've got 30 days to give it to me. Um, but I like that. I like that. I like the fact that also it tells you who's serious and who's not. If you give them a homework assignment and they don't do it, they're not serious.
it has completely changed the way we
I
hire
like
now.
that. I've
Because
never done that, but I like that idea. Thank you.
first of all, as realtors, we're good at selling, right? So, how many times have you sat in front of someone and they seem like, oh, he looks like he's going to be a really good agent, and then they just don't end
Smart.
up
Yes.
delivering,
Yes. Yes.
right?
A
Because we're good
lot.
at selling ourselves. Like if you're going into real estate, you have to be able to sell yourself, right? So, but
Mhm.
so many are able to talk but not walk the talk, right? So
Yeah.
that's where giving a homework is it becomes clear on paper that like they're gonna come up with 1,000 excuses. Oh, I'm so sorry. Like I don't know, like whatever happened in their life that became an excuse. And it's like
Laura, you might have just transformed my world. Thank you. I love that. And then so on your interview, so you do two-step interview process?
minimum. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're actually even making it probably stricter in the future. So my husband, he's actually not only just a real estate agent, he's also the real estate coach for our brokerage. And
Uh-huh.
so because he's a coach, like he meets a lot of these agents, and a lot of these agents see how we work, see that we're performing, we're top ones in our brokerage, things like that. And they're like, oh, we want to join your team. So sometimes my husband will come home and be like, um, so this person today wants to join, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm often like,
Doesn't work.
I will say no until he tries. Like, and if he pushes harder, then I know like at some point he's like, okay, this person might be worth me actually meeting. And then we're
Yeah.
gonna sit down, we're gonna meet with him, we're gonna ask questions, see, but then I'll give them the homework, and then we'll have a second meeting. And then we'll even sometimes introduce them like to members of the team. And what we want to kind of even get in there is meeting our top agents in our team and really getting their feedback, also meeting with our admin and seeing just like how they react with different members of the team, because the synergy, the culture of our team
It's
is so
important.
amazing. Like it's hockey season, so Montreal Canadiens, they're all coming over to our house on Thursday to watch the game.
Oh, wow. Fun. Yes.
100%. So like I want to be really intentional of who we hire, and so I'm going to be even more strict on who we hire now into our team. So we're a team of 9 agents, and we have 4 admin.
Wow. That's awesome. And I know you're friends with Julia and Donald. Are your admin virtual?
No, they are in person.
Yeah,
So
okay.
that's the one thing but we're making some changes actually in terms of the administration. So there's a big, strong possibility that I'll be reaching out to Julian soon.
Yeah. Good to hear.
Because the AI, I do see a value in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just like finding a way that'll work because we do a lot of our work by Buffini methods. A lot of it's like tangible, giving pop-bys,
Yeah.
preparing notes, things like that. So a lot of it needs to be done in person. But
Hmm.
I think there's definitely some things that we can probably farm out.
Right.
And so it's definitely something that we're gonna have to be looking into in the future.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So I would love um, a copy, if you don't mind sharing. I would love a copy of your interview. I mean, I have my own. I'll happily share everything we do, and I'll share. I'm an open book with anybody out there. I will share everything. I've been in real estate 19 years. I've teamed a lot of. I think I'm at 15 years of teaming at this point, and I've changed a million times based on like I'll think I have an answer, and then I'll create myself a new problem. And then I'll change it again. So I have a lot, but we do really, really well. 90 days training. We have a really excellent program there, and I think we do interview well. But my point is, I would love a copy of your first and second set of interview questions
Yeah.
and the homework that you give because I love that. I love that idea of giving them um, that as a homework assignment, and if they don't doing it, they don't make the cut because that would also alleviate a lot of wasted time on my end.
100%.
Like trying to make them fit the team, and they just don't fit the team.
So I would say we don't have a set, like there's going to be a couple of questions, but I don't actually have an interview process. What we actually do, and I don't mind sharing this though, is we actually have this paper where we write down, this is everything we're going to give you,
Mm-hmm.
but this is what we expect in return.
Anyway, I love it.
And our model is very this. I'm going to give you a lot. Okay. I'm going to give a lot, but I expect you to give a lot in return.
Mm-hmm.
And I want it to be mutually beneficial in the sense of like, you need to work your ass off because you know how lucky you are to be in this team that like, if you don't perform, you're worried that you're not going to be allowed to stay. But in the same respect, I want my agents to be so good that
They're
if performing so well, I'm like, oh shoot, like I got to make sure they're happy because they want
yes, because I want to keep them. Yes,
exactly.
yeah, much better. That's a much better alternative than being scared to lose your job. That's not a fun culture to be in either.
No, exactly. It has to be mutual beneficial all the time. Like it can't just be one way, right?
That's
So
right.
and I see too many teams also. This is one thing. Like I've masterminded with a lot of teams, and we're team Laura and Danny. I wish in Quebec we're not allowed to do this actually, but I think in the US you guys are allowed to say like, oh, my team's name is going to be the Dream Home Team or something like that. I don't know. You guys can give yourselves random names, right?
Yeah.
We're not allowed. It has to be our names in the team. So, we like to say though, we don't have that ego of having our name. Like obviously, yes, our faces are there. Yes, our name is there. But we think it's really important to also push our agents forward. Like really put a light on them and shine a light. Like, we want the reviews on the team to have their names in it.
Yes.
We'll put them on our social media. When we do our client events, we make sure that their pictures are taken with all of their clients.
Yeah,
and
that's
that
right.
too. It's so important. Once again, it goes back to why are agents in your team? And a lot of times agents are like hesitant to join a team because they want their face on that sign and they're like worried that they're not going to be lost.
Yeah, agents can be egotistical.
Yeah.
Like all of us are. I think that's a common trait.
A little bit. But like at the end of the day, like if you're putting them forward and they're doing a good job with that client's not going to call back Laura and Danny. They know
they're going to call back that agent. 100%.
They're going to call back that agent. Exactly.
Right.
So like they know Laura and Danny are there in the background, making sure everything runs smoothly, that if there's a problem or an issue that we're there to resolve it. When it comes to the listings, we're the one putting out the marketing and have the strategies. We're doing the pricing, all that stuff. So they still see us. Yes. But at the end of the day, we're not the person they're going to call when they decide they want to resell that property. They're going to call that agent in my team. And I think that's really important because a lot of team leads I find are like me, myself, and I. And if you're joining my team, it's like you're lucky and grovel at my feet, and I don't want your face anywhere, or like
I
you don't
don't do that, but one thing I do, and I was thinking about changing it, like all in the MLS, everything is under my name. And I do that because in our MLS, if you divide it, like if I am the listing agent and an agent on my team is the co-listing agent, then on the back end of the MLS, it splits it in half. So the team doesn't get all of the credit. So it waters down. So instead of producing 67 million, which we did last year, in the MLS, it might show 47 million. So
okay.
then when we go to our listing, we go to our sellers and we say, look, we are not blowing smoke as to our ranking. This is the ranking from the MLS, printed from the MLS, and we're not number one, but we are like number 5. But it's showing where everybody is ranked based off of volume. But if you split that, then you don't have that leverage. But agents, you want their name there. So I was kind of on the fence about
What can you do to kind
yeah,
of like make those two work together? Like, I
yeah,
don't know, are you guys allowed to, example, we put, we have our sign, but then we have like a little topper on our sign that has our
yeah,
agent's face
yeah,
on
with
it.
and their phone number and picture. Yes.
So it's still there. And if they're not on the mandate, are they allowed to have that there? Like
Yes,
that's
they have it there.
the program. We also make all of our agents repost all of our social media posts of like our properties. So
That's good.
everyone gets access to those pictures. They post it on the social medias also. So as if it's their own listing. So like they kind of still get that. Like anyone watching my agents think that they put a prop like 2-3 properties out per week, but it might be a listing from either us or of one of the other agents in our team, but we all like commonly share it in a certain way.
That is a really good idea too. With that, are they just sharing from your post or are they creating their own post?
No, they create their own.
So
But
then how do you give them access to the picture? So what does that process look like?
so we send like everything out every Monday, Tuesday when we have new properties. Like here's the new listings, here are the pictures, here the description we put, and they're welcome to put it like on their socials, generate their own
Okay.
like clientele from it and stuff like that. Like
So I am going to steal that from you too. Thank you. I need to start making the notes of everything I'm
but the
sending.
more they close deals, the more I make too. Like it's all beneficial at the end of the day,
Yeah,
right?
and I encourage them to do it, but I like the idea of sending it out like every Monday or Tuesday. Like this is what we have. Here's y'all the information. Please share on your social media. I think that's really good.
And we use that as a closing tool when we're like in a listing appointment. You're not just getting the visibility of one or me and my husband. You're getting it from all 9 realtors in our team. Like where it's going to be everywhere. There's no one who's not going to see this property. Like that's
Yes,
part of our pitch.
I love it.
It's super powerful. I feel like we have to leverage the team.
Yes, I love that. I'm taking notes in case you're
I
wondering
love
what I'm doing.
that.
I'm learning from you. I love doing these things. I I feel like it is good content and quality to give other agents. I was a high school teacher before real estate, so I love teaching. I love giving back. I love doing this because selfishly, I also learn because I am not, and I am between Diamond and Pinnacle for the past 7 years. When
Okay.
if you're not in Remax world, that is the highest that you could be. Pinnacle's highest, Diamond's second highest
Exactly.
as far as commissions earned. Um, and and a lot of those agents have huge egos and they are like, hey, nobody else can teach me anything because this is who I am. Whereas me, I learned something from everybody,
Even
even
what you don't want to do.
what?
Even I always say you always learn from everyone, even what you don't like.
Yeah,
Like
yes, absolutely. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm finishing my notes. But yeah, I think it's important to always grow and learn and you gain a lot by giving a lot.
yes. Well, it's funny you say that because my husband, like I said, he's a coach for the brokerage. And when he started coaching our brokerage, I remember he started sharing some of our tools. And at first I was like freaking out about it. I was like, these are tools we paid for. These are tools that like we've taken time and stuff like that. And he's like, babe, trust me, no one does it. Like I don't share anything. And Like out of the 100 people that will like listen to what I've said, 10% of them will do it. And out of that 10%, they still won't do it exactly the way you do it. So everyone, and there's enough fish in the sea for everyone. Like
Amen. You know, you are so right. When I first started, I was at Coldwell Banker for my first 8 years of real estate. And my bread and butter was expired listings. It was 70% of my business, and I had it down to a mad science. I mean, I had it down. And the owner of the Coldwell Banker here, he was like, will you lead our company meeting and talk about what you do? And so not only did I do that, but I gave them like exactly like these are the days I call, this is what I say, this is what I text, this is what I email, this is what I mail out. And I gave like 100 copies to every single person. They are like copies for everybody. And he was like, holy shit, like nobody else shares. Aren't you scared they're going to do it? And I was like, dude, I know for a fact I bust my ass to do this. They're not going to do it.
yeah,
They're going to say they're going to do it, and they might do it for a month, but it's not easy. You know, so 100% agree. I share, take it, use it, do it, tweak it, whatever, and hopefully it helps you.
I think it's a compliment when I see other people do it, you know, like
yeah, amen. Me too.
Yeah, and I'm like a girl's girl, but not just a girl's girl. Like I want other people to achieve, and like if you're really good and I'm going head to head with you at a listing appointment and I end up winning, it's just even more gratifying.
Back to the competitive side of real estate, right? Yes. It makes you try harder.
100%. I mean, that's what it is at the end of the day. But like, just to come back on how we work by referral, I just want to say one thing that like a lot of people don't realize. Like one of our agents, he joined our team. He was an experienced realtor when he joined. He was 20 years in the business. Well, 17 actually when he joined. Now it's been 20 years, and he's been with us for like 3. And he tripled his business in his first year of joining our team, thanks to the referral methods and structure and engineering that we've done like for this, you know, and social media has done a huge part also. And so there's a way to make money with this. And the best part is like, we looked at his numbers and 91% of his business comes from referrals, which means I've only given him 9% of his business.
Wow.
So it's like super rewarding. And he's so happy in the team. Like he's one of Danny's really, really great friends.
Yeah.
He loves like just the camaraderie exactly of being in a team and stuff like that, and the structure and the teams and the admin. He's the one who leverages our admins the most because he makes sure that he has all the time to take care of his clients and all of that extra stuff. He doesn't take care of it anymore.
That's right. That's right. He's smart, right?
Yeah.
Figure out what he's better at and hire people to do the things you're not good at. I agree with that 100%. No, I think that is something you said triggered a thought, but I've lost it just as fast as I got it. So keep talking.
No, but it's just the point that I wanted to make of like, when people join a team also, it's to make sure that they leverage it properly, because there are team members that sometimes will join in and then they're not like on that train and they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And that's why sometimes they'll end up leaving, because they're like, oh, it didn't actually bring me anything. Well, it's like, did you actually get on the bandwagon or you didn't? You know?
That's right. Did you actually do the work?
We notice. And that's why we do the qualification now, is because we've had a couple of bad hires where we've realized like, hey, like they ain't doing what we're saying to do. You know?
I love it. So let me ask you this. Are you providing the pop buys, or are you giving them the ideas and they provide them?
Oh, no. So we take on all that financial responsibility.
Okay.
So we provide the pop buys and everything. Like financially, I tell my agents, you have to pay for nothing other than your license and your brokerage fees. That's like the only thing. Everything else we take care of. We take care of all the paperwork. And it's just a question of like, I want them focused on really just, we give them, they deliver. Like that's it. Like
they're delivering the pop buys. Are you putting the pop buys together?
Yes. So our marketing person is the one who like puts a little cute ribbon around it with,
my daughter does that too.
With the corny sentence that has related to like referring us.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
exactly. So all of that, and you know, and then they just leave with their box of Popeyes and they put it in their car. And as they're visiting with clients and going around the area, that's when they're excited.
Deliver. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I provide them too. And last year we did 6 Popeyes. You don't do them every month. We do them like, and what I was doing was more of like do a minimum of 10 a month to 10 different clients every month.
Right? Oh, okay. I was like grand a month. Like,
No. Like you're calling, you're mailing, you're doing that. But as far as driving to people's houses and knocking on the door and leaving it, like, because the agents were saying they were running out of time and doing it all. So I was like 10 a month, but we're giving you 12 months and do 10 different people every month. But I like your idea of just doing like 6 a year. I think that's manageable.
even 4, we've discovered that 4 is enough too. Like we
Yeah.
used to do 6, and I think 4 is more than enough, especially since
Because you're doing that plus the parties.
exactly. So,
Yeah.
and you're doing calls, like you're calling your people also from time to time. It's really just like you have to be in your, what we've calculated, you have to be in your clients' faces 33 times.
Yeah. Okay. So a call and mailing, that's 2 times the text message, and then a pop by. Yeah, I get it. Okay. No,
And then
and then a
social
party.
media.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
like you should be following all of your clients on socials.
Yeah.
And like writing them, commenting on their stories and stuff like that. And like it's funny because I mean we're live right now, right? And there's like probably some clients that are seeing this, but it's not. And the thing is, just you have to be authentic. I think that's the most important thing. Like, yes, of course we want their referrals, 100%, but it's also like the business that we're in and the type of people that we have in our team, anyways. The value and the culture is we truly do care about the people that we end up doing business, and we create these relationships with them, right? And it's like I have one of my agents who has been like invited to like 3 weddings so far. She's going to like, where's she going? She's going to like down south in like South America to go to a wedding. Wow. Yeah, like she got invited. Like I'm like that's goals right there.
That's
like,
right. That's right. Been doing a develop those relationships and not that you're invited to a wedding.
Right?
Yes.
That's like the top level compliment of like, okay, now we've gone to that next level, you know, of friendship. So super important. And it's just, like I said, it is more enjoyable at the end of the day and can yield amazing results.
No, I 100% agree. You know, it's interesting when I went through the divorce and everything, I had a really hard time asking friends for business because my personality type was I can ask 1,000 people a day and I could get 1,000 no's a day. But the thought of getting a no from my friend
harder
terrified me.
Yeah.
Terrified me. And it took years of experience for me to say, hey, I am the top agent. I worked my ass off. You should at least interview me.
Exactly.
You know, and so, but it took me a while to get there. So it is different personality types fit different models, but I do love it now. I lean in hard to my sphere now. I do a mixture of both. I still cold call. I still prospect and cold call, but my bread and butter are my past clients and friends and family and sphere. And those are much more fun calls to make. They take longer because I'm a talker and they're a talker.
Of course.
But it is it's a rewarding call.
100%. You said something that I thought was so interesting because our agent that I was mentioning earlier that tripled his business in his first year of joining us, he's like that guy that everyone knows. You know, like it's like you probably know someone who knows him. Like it's crazy how much like I'll be like across the world and I'll meet someone that knew him. Like so the point is like he knew everyone, yet he was rarely referred. And he was a great realtor. Like when he had a client, that client would do business with him multiple times. Like he's closed like 40 transactions with some of his clients, you know, like he clients' wealth through property purchases. But even those clients did not necessarily refer him that much business. So it's just of like showing, like asking for it, doing it the right way, structuring the referral method really makes a huge difference. And if I can add 2 things, like the first thing is he's a really like fun time guy. Like he's like super fun. And so sometimes like I think the impression that people had of him was that he's just like, oh, he's a good time. Like he's like
not serious. You don't go into it for work.
But he's so freaking good at what he does, like commercial properties, investment properties. Like he's the guy. He will make you rich if you follow what he has to say. But it's just like people didn't really see that angle of him. So like one of the basic things that we changed was like, okay, now you're gonna dress this way when you go see.
That's right. Tweaking what he was already doing and making him look more professional. That's amazing.
100%. Like friends and family, like it's still the biggest purchase or sale of their life, right? So they want the comfort of being like, this is someone I know, but I feel like sometimes you see agents that are like, oh, it's just like my friend, so it's not a big deal if I'm like in sweatpants, or if I'm a little bit late to the appointment, or if I'm, but no, they're still expecting you to bring that level of service, if not more. Like, I want to go even more intense because they're my friend and
That's
like my
right.
family member, you know,
That's
to
right.
they made
Amen.
the right choice.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you 100%. No, I think that's a really good point, and I think it was pretty remarkable that you saw him, you saw his potential, and you saw how to tweak little minor things to give him the results that he was looking for, and have deserved and earned and has provided to be successful from. So that was good.
Yeah, honestly, he's like, I'd say not a project, but he was like such a great example, and it
Yeah,
shows people too. It's like, if he can do it, then everyone else can. Like,
yeah,
why? Like, no excuses, guys, right?
yeah.
So
That's
he's
right. Balls to the walls. Let's just get it done. No excuses. Just do it. Make it happen.
100%. If I can finish with like one thing that I think also is really, really great, like, we get coached. So I'm not even gonna say this is our system. Like, this was taught to us by, we get coached by Buffini, but actually now we get coached by Jared James
Yeah.
coaching.
Yeah.
And they taught us something that has really changed also how we see our referrals, which is figuring out at the beginning of the year, and even if you're doing it only now, it's not the end of the world, but figuring out where your business is going to come from.
Mhm.
So really writing it down on paper and kind of like almost reverse engineering it. So saying like, okay, this year I want to do 50 deals. Okay, perfect. 50 deals is a huge goal, but let's say like most of our age. So let's say I want to do 25 deals. Okay, 25.
Mhm.
Out of these 25, how many are going to be coming from referrals? And then like you have to break that down even more, like referrals from what spheres? Like, my husband plays hockey. Like, how many of them are going to come from his hockey sphere? How
Ah,
many are there going to come from, maybe his kid's school, or are going to come from, like, I don't know, whatever other thing you like to do. Like, if you play soccer, or you play, or you have,
whatever you do that you're out there. Yes.
exactly, how many are going to come from that? How many are going to come from open houses? How many are going to come from social media? How many are going to come from converting from one of your listings onto a different property, things like that. So we basically have now set it up that we reverse engineer, saying, okay, you want to do this many deals. How many are coming from all of these different categories? So we create the categories. And then now that we know, we're like, okay, well, you this year said that you wanted 5 to come from open houses. Well, that way we know that you need to do more open houses, because the
That's
more you
right.
do, obviously the close.
Yeah.
And then if you're not closing any from open houses, we're keeping an eye on it, because we know now your target's 5 for open houses. Okay, why haven't you closed any so far? Maybe the way you're doing your open houses are not like generating, you're not asking the right questions to the clients during the open houses. So it allows us also as team leaders to know where they want their business to come from and put the focus and hold them accountable.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's
that's really good. We do our pillars of business, and they each come up with their 4 pillars of business, and it's kinda easy to get those if you have been in real estate for a year or 2 years, because you could see where they came from and they kinda tweak. Was that enough? Do you wanna continue with that? Where do you wanna add in more? What do you wanna do? But I like the idea of taking it down even deeper, and I've not done that. So, meaning like when you said, okay, I can't remember what you said, but I think you said like your sphere of influence.
yeah.
Okay, what sphere of influence? Is it your husband's hockey team? Is it your soccer team or whatever?
Yeah.
Exactly what sphere is each number? I like that,
Exactly.
taking it
And you're going to be
deeper.
more intentional also when you're going there. Like, if you're saying, I want 3 deals closed for my family and friends, cool. Summer's coming, barbecue season's coming.
Yeah,
Make sure you're ready for barbecue season, because what's the number one question they're going to ask when you arrive at that barbecue? Is,
yeah,
how's the market going?
yeah, absolutely.
And if you
Yeah,
can't answer that question, and if you're just like, oh yeah, it's really good, or oh, it's a little bit rough, like, no. If you pop a stat out, or like, well,
yeah,
actually the island of Montreal condo market is really not doing great right now, but if you're actually looking to buy a house, it's a really good market. So if you're able to give some contrast, or inquire more about, like, well, that really depends, like, are you looking to buy, are you looking to sell, where are you doing that, because every market's a little bit different. You're giving them a different answer than just like, oh, it's a great market, or it's a bad market. Like, you have
yeah.
to come in intentionally ready for these situations.
It's funny because we do one part of our training the first 30 days is they have to go into the MLS and come up with the statistics for the 3 counties that we primarily service. How many active listings? How does that compare to last year? How many sold listings? How does that compare to last year? Average price per square foot,
Okay.
that kind of thing, right? And I always tell them, like, this is a gold mine. You need to memorize these stats and use them. Exactly. How's the market doing? Well, compared to last year, we're up 4% on, like that. And how many days on the market? Well, it's taking a little bit longer, but the prices are a little bit higher. And being able to say we're at 92 days on the market, but the prices have gone up 4% from last year, right? I think that's really important. The other thing that we do is they have to come up with the top 10 most neighborhoods I've sold the most in the past 6 months from each county. And then they need to know, there's details at each neighborhood. What year was the neighborhood started? Who are the primary builders in the neighborhood? What is the primary style of the home? How many homes in the neighborhood? Was the average price, like that? And then I'm like, those are important too, because, like, hey, what you live where? God, that's one of our top 10 best-selling neighborhoods in the county.
That's so good. That's like even deeper dive. I love that.
Because I think, and it's something you had said too, like, new agents need credibility. And I think education gives you credibility. And I think statistics is the quickest way for you to learn that and spew it off. And then you gain the trust of your sphere.
That's so true. Well, you come off as an expert, someone that knows.
Exactly right.
100%. But I love that going even deeper of, like, oh, who was the builder of that area? Like, what are the
well, what's fun is I love it because then I make them give it to me, and then I use all that content to do blog posts. And then those are the top 10 neighborhoods that I start honing in on for marketing. I'm like, okay.
So do you do weekly meetings with your team?
Yeah, I do, every Wednesday.
So do you guys, like, share this at the weekly meeting?
Yes.
That's so interesting. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna add this. Like, we do weekly meetings also, and I feel like that could be something like once a month that we could, like, go over.
100%.
Everyone has their kind of, like, responsibility. Okay, you're doing this area, you're doing that area. Like,
yeah. And we go over numbers more like quarterly, but it's not a bad idea to do it monthly.
Yeah. Well, even quarterly, like, just doing it, like, already every, like, 1% more that you can give is always, like.
Well, so that was one of my complaints when I was at Coldwell Banker, is that their meetings were like, we're so good, we're so great, rah, 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 siskumba, but it didn't give me quality. It didn't give me, like, I wanted numbers, I wanted stats, I wanted actual data, not like, we're great, we sold $1 billion. I wanted to know, like, what are the county averages? What are the top neighborhood? Like, to me, I thrived off of actual data.
Yeah.
And so I provide, I guess, I provide what I felt like I wasn't provided at other locations. So that's what our team meetings are on.
It's really, really good that you do that. And that's actually funny because we were in a listing appointment the other day, and we were meeting with a client that had already had a listing on with a previous agent and was complaining, like, that all the agent was doing was saying, I'm number one in this, I was number one in that. And it was like, I don't care if you're number one if you can't sell my home. Like,
Amen,
like, what are you
right?
Yes. To sell my home? And, like, can you show me what you're gonna do? So, like, that's like, yeah, okay, we can say we're 39th in Canada, like, we're a pinnacle team, like, we're doing super great, but, like, that doesn't mean anything to the client in front of you. Like,
they don't care.
Yeah.
And every agent says the same thing. I don't care. I mean, we're so good. I mean, it's like, no, what are you going to do for me? I mean, that's all sellers want to know, right? I mean, that's what I would want to know. Like, great, that's good for you, but how does that benefit me as a seller?
It's how does it benefit me? Exactly. Yeah. And what's the service you're going to give? Like, they want to be.
That's right. I mean, sellers basically have just a few questions, right? How much can you sell my house for? What is your commission? What needs to be done, and what are you going to market it for? Oh, and how many days on the market it's going to take, right? How much time, how much money am I going to walk away with? What is your fee, and how are you going to market it? I don't care. For 19 years, that's the bottom line. 4 questions every single seller has.
You know, a lot of realtors don't even show the stats of, like, days on market. And I think that's really surprising. I don't know in your area, but in our area, when we go to show it to our clients, like, they're like, oh, I've never seen this before. And I'm like, how are they not showing these stats?
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's a lot of, that's why I say, like, sharing this knowledge doesn't bother me, because I know so many agents are not doing it, you know?
So many agents are lazy, let's be clear. I mean, what are their stats? Like, it was, in 2025, 97% of agents across the nation didn't sell any houses.
That's yeah. You
So
guys are like
you got what, 6%? No, I think it was 93. It was either 93 or 97%. But yeah, I think I figured out you have like 6% of agents in the country actually selling. And out of those 6%, it was like, I don't know, 3 or 4% only sold like 4 homes. So I mean, you
cool.
really, I mean, we have a lot of professionals in the industry, but most of them are don't work. I mean, they just say it, right? I'm a realtor to give them a title, but they don't actually sell homes, and that's yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
That's why well, there's more room for us, and that's fine. Like
that's
it's
right,
okay.
and that's why your qualifying question on your first interview is a really good one. I'm going to adapt.
Yeah.
Um,
Give them a homework.
yeah, giving the homework and making sure they do it, because if they don't, they're going to be part of the 93% that don't sell anything, and
Exactly.
they don't waste time on them. I
As long
like
as it's like that, I'll show some effort. Like show, like it's
show
so
up, do it. That's right.
so key, so key. But
Yeah.
yeah,
So I haven't eaten all day. I've been running since 8 o'clock this morning. I'm starving. We're almost at 6.
we are. That went fast.
See, and you did well. And you asked me how it was going to go. I told you conversational. Were you nervous?
Was I nervous? I think you always have a little bit of nerves for sure, but I was
Or
more
was it
excited.
easy?
I'd say.
Was it easy once you started?
Oh yeah, this is so easy. It was like conversation. It was so fun. I'd love to do it again.
Good. Okay, good, good, good. Then I'm gonna send you a link. I want you to sign up again. This has been super fun, and I have learned a lot from you. So thank you so
Same.
much.
Thank you so much, and
Yes, I
everyone for
really.
joining. Yeah, I saw some names pop by, so it was really cool.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people that have been watching. It's been fun, and thank all of y'all for watching. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And if anybody else wants to be on it, I'm always looking for new people. And again, thank you to Donald and Julia for introducing us. Laura, you're going to be my new best friend, because I cannot wait to share ideas with you and grow with you and prosper. And if anybody else wants to be on it, I'm always looking for new people and new faces. So let me know. You can email me, you can call me, you can private message me, whatever method you want to do. I am open and receptive and would love it. And I'll also, at the end of this, put a link at the bottom of this on my Facebook page so that you could go onto my calendar and schedule it. So awesome.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Is there anything you want to say in closing?
If I'm never too busy for your referrals, if ever anyone's looking to buy or sell in the Montreal area, it's a great market in the Montreal area if you're looking to buy or sell, except for the condo market downtown. But we can work that out.
But you know what? Through your marketing and your social media, you'll get them sold.
Oh, for sure. I have confidence that we'd be the best team to get that happen, and who's for you.
Absolutely. I have confidence that you would too. I have total confidence. So that's awesome.
Thank
so
you.
thank you, Laura. I appreciate you. And I can't wait to meet your husband.
Oh yes, next time. He wanted to be here, but next time for sure it'll be a pleasure.
Will you be at Elite in October in Cancun?
You're actually considering going. I just have to convince my husband, because he's a golfer, and he's like, oh, it's like the last weeks of golf in our area, because we get snow, like, right?
Yeah. No,
so we'll see about that one. But try it. Did you hear that, babe? He's on the chat.
So I will tell you that the Elite Conference, I get more. I usually go to like 8 conferences a year. I didn't this year because of all my family stuff that's happened. But the Elite Conference is the one that I get
the most.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I get not just referrals. I do get a lot of referrals from it, but I get excellent ideas. I mean, excellent answer. Excellent.
Because it's round tables, and I think that's the best masterminding. So beneficial. I agree with that.
You have the round tables, but then they project it on the screen, the answers, and they have every year. It seems to be slightly different on how they get that message out, but everybody shares it with it. It's amazing. I think it's very amazing.
And it's around my birthday, so we have no excuse. Like,
yes,
it could be my birthday gift.
and there's not a lot of agents, which I also like. I had said in the past there's 300, and I was corrected. There's about 800 agents. But when you go to these conferences where you have like 10,000, 800 seems like 200. So,
that's true. And not everyone always shows up. Some people show up hangover.
Yeah, and I heard this year a lot of people are not going because of the fear of traveling to Cancun. So I heard that this year, at least that what I heard recently is a lot of people won't be going. So it would be a good time to go.
Yeah, and it's gonna be in the beach. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I
right.
already know a few people going, so definitely. I'm gonna convince Danny. I'll make it happen.
Okay, good, because I want to meet him. I want to meet you in
It would be
person.
so fun, and I'll definitely be keeping you in mind for all of my North Carolina referrals in the
Please
beach
do.
areas.
Yes, yes, yes. I would certainly appreciate that. And whenever y'all get cold and frigid, come down here. We never get cold, and we have tons of golf.
Yeah, we have a condo in Pompano, Florida, but we should do that drive down at some
Yeah,
point where we could like stop over on your.
that sounds miserable. How long would it take you to drive from Canada to Florida?
It's not that. It's like 48 hours. It's like
That
48
sounds miserable to me.
2 days. You stop like in all the nice places on the coast. It's not bad.
Yes, but I would love to host y'all. Come down. I would
Yeah.
love to host you.
It would be a
Yeah.
pleasure.
Yes,
We
yes.
will go
So
eat.
if you drive, then come by and stop by Wilmington. We're not very far from Florida. I don't know how, like, it depends on what part of Florida, but anywhere from 6 to 12 hours, depending on what part of Florida. But
Yeah, it's true. Hey, North Carolina against Carolina against Montreal Canadiens, maybe.
yes, come on, do it. Come on down.
That would be sick.
Yeah, it would be fun. Yeah.
We're making it to the next round for sure. So,
Oh, that sounds fun. Yes. And then we could do a live broadcast together, side by side.
that would be sick. I love it. Love it. All right.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate your energy. I appreciate your ideas. And I just look forward to growing and prospering with you.
Same here. I can't wait to meet in person next time.
I can't wait. I'll talk to you soon, Laura.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Talk soon. Thank you so much again.
yeah.
Take care.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.